The shimmering spires of Calcith were engulfed in flames. Once a beacon of prosperity for the Litharian Empire, the planet now lay under siege, its skies teeming with the dread fleet of the Crothar Dominion. Among the ruins of her palace, Princess Silara clutched a broken fragment of her ceremonial staff, her vibrant azure skin streaked with ash and tears. Her people were scattered, her empire crumbling, and hope had become a distant memory. The Crothar Dominion had not only decimated Litharian defenses, but had also made a public spectacle of their triumph. Silara herself had been paraded in chains before the galaxy, a symbolic gesture to announce the Dominion's supremacy. When she had managed to escape, it was more out of sheer luck than strategy. Fleeing to the outskirts of her once great empire, hiding on a backwater moon as the Dominion hunted her like a prize. Now she stared at the barren horizon, the twin suns casting a grim shadow over her frail frame. The Litharians had no allies left. Their pleas for aid had been ignored by the galaxy's major powers. The Dominion was too strong, and no one dared stand against them. No one except for the humans. In the far reaches of space, beyond the prying eyes of the galactic powers, humanity had been preparing. Earth's official stance in interstellar politics was one of cautious neutrality, but behind closed doors, their survival instinct had driven them to develop a hidden fleet. A fleet that didn't just rival the Dominion's might but surpassed it in ingenuity and adaptability. Captain Elias Mercer stood on the bridge of the horizon's edge, the flagship of humanity's secret armada. Tall and broad-shouldered, with streaks of gray in his dark hair, Mercer exuded an air of quiet authority. Around him, the bridge buzzed with activity as officers monitored sensors, coordinated with other ships, and prepped for what could only be described as a suicide mission. "Status report," Mercer said, his voice cutting through the hum of machinery. "The Dominion's blockade around Calcith is as tight as ever," replied Lieutenant Commander Rivera, her fingers dancing over the console. "Their fleet configuration suggests they're bracing for retaliation, but they're not expecting anything big. They've underestimated us." Mercer allowed himself a grim smile. "Let's keep it that way. Is the rescue team ready?" "Yes, sir," Rivera confirmed. "And we've confirmed Princess Silara's location. She's hiding in the southern hemisphere of Psychor's third moon." "Then let's give the Dominion a reason to regret underestimating humanity," Mercer said, turning to face his crew. "Launch Operation Beacon." Silara awoke to the sound of distant explosions. Her heart raced as she peered out from the cave she made her refuge. In the sky above, streaks of light painted an elaborate tapestry of chaos. Ships danced in battle, their energy weapons carving arcs of destruction. But what caught her eye wasn't the familiar red glow of the Dominion ships. It was the blue and silver gleam of an unknown fleet. Moments later, a shuttle descended near her hiding spot, its sleek, angular design unlike anything she'd seen before. The hatch opened, and a team of humans emerged, clad in advanced battle armor. At the front was a woman with sharp features and piercing green eyes. She approached Silara, her movements confident but non-threatening. "Princess Silara," the woman said, her voice steady. "I'm Commander Aria Caldwell of the United Terran Fleet. We're here to get you out." Silara blinked, disbelief written across her face. "Humans," she whispered. "Why would you risk yourselves for me?" Caldwell smiled faintly, "Because no one deserves to face the Dominion alone." Before Silara could respond, Caldwell's comm unit crackled to life. "Commander," a voice said urgently, "the Dominion's ground forces are closing in. We need to move." "Understood," Caldwell replied. She turned to Silara. "Stay close and do exactly as we say." The escape was nothing short of harrowing. Dominion drones buzzed overhead, and Silara's heart sank each time their shrill cries pierced the air. Yet the humans moved with precision and purpose, their technology and tactics confounding the Dominion's forces. They deployed holographic decoys, EMP grenades, and cloaking devices that turned the tide of skirmishes in their favor. When they finally reached the shuttle, Silara's legs nearly gave out from relief. As they ascended into the stars, she got her first proper look at the fleet that had come to her aid. Massive carriers, agile corvettes, and sleek frigates filled the void, their hulls emblazoned with the insignia of Earth. a stylized depiction of the planet encircled by laurel leaves. Princess, Caldwell said as she guided Solara to a seat, "Welcome aboard the Horizon's Edge. You're safe now." Safe was a relative term. Even as the Terran fleet escorted Solara to the flagship, the Dominion's forces regrouped. Within hours, the battle escalated into a full-scale war zone. The humans, however, were prepared. The Horizon's Edge unleashed a devastating barrage of railgun fire, kinetic projectiles, and plasma torpedoes, dismantling Dominion ships with surgical precision. On the bridge, Mercer orchestrated the chaos like a seasoned maestro. "Focus fire on their command ship," he ordered. "If we take out their leader, the rest will scatter." "Aye, sir," Rivera replied. Moments later, the flagship's main cannon fired, a blinding beam of energy that tore through the Dominion command ship's shields and hull. The resulting explosion lit up the battlefield, sending shockwaves through the Dominion's ranks. Back on the observation deck, Solara watched in awe. She had heard tales of humanity's tenacity, their refusal to bow to stronger powers, but seeing it firsthand was something else entirely. These were not just warriors. They were protectors, fighting not for conquest but for justice. When the last Dominion ship retreated, a cheer erupted across the fleet. Solara turned to Mercer, who had joined her on the deck. "Why?" she asked again, her voice thick with emotion. "Why risk your people for someone like me?" Mercer met her gaze, his expression resolute, because when the galaxy turns its back on those in need, someone has to stand up and say, "Enough." Humanity knows what it's like to face extinction, to feel alone. We won't let that happen to anyone else, not if we can help it. In the weeks that followed, the humans helped the Litharian remnants regroup. They shared their technology, trained their soldiers, and offered a glimmer of hope to a people who had all but given up. As Solara stood before a crowd of her people, now united and ready to reclaim their empire, she felt a surge of determination. Humanity had not just saved her life, they had reignited her spirit. "The Dominion sought to break us," she declared, her voice ringing with newfound strength. "But they underestimated the power of unity, of hope. Thanks to our allies from Earth, we rise again. Together we will show the galaxy that even in the darkest times, there is always light." The crowd erupted in cheers, and Solara smiled, her gaze drifting toward the Terran fleet above. Humanity, she realized, was more than just an ally. They were a beacon, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, there was always a reason to fight. And fight they would.